Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nerd Herders. My name is Rich,
I'm Nick.
and today for our discussion, we're talking about a pretty big thing that happened this past weekend. San Diego Comic-Con 2016.
I thought we were talking about the Republican National Convention. No?
I mean, we can talk about that too if you want.
It might be best if we don't.
Okay, that works.
Alright, yeah. San Diego Comic-Con, SDCC did happen. As it does every year.
Yeah.
Bigger. I don't know about bigger. Did big things happen? Yes. Has it gotten slightly smaller from a Hollywood end?
Feels smaller.
Yes. Is it getting back to where I want it to be? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my opinion, and we'll talk about it, in my opinion, it's great that the biggest news to come out of this was Marvel movie news, was DC movie news. Those have business being at Comic-Con. Sometimes some of the things where you're like, and a new season of Will and Grace debuted, and it's like, the hell?
No Will and Grace reunion this year.
I'm happy.
Maybe next year.
I'm happy it stepped back a bit. You've never been to SDCC,
nope.
Right? I've been twice. I can't wait to go again. I wish I was there. Every year that I'm not there, I always feel a little twinge of regrets.
Well, maybe next year.
Maybe
we'll go next year.
We'll see. But let's talk about the news that happened.
Yeah.
Let's recap what we learned. So we're just going to kind of go through it. Let's finish off with the two big ones and kind of talk about some of the in-between stuff.
Okay.
So one of the big things was we got a lot of trailers. The cool thing about this year was for the majority of them, we didn't have to rely on bootleg stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The studios mostly released all of it.
Yeah.
Which will only help on them not...
I think there's only one exception that I can think of that didn't get...
Two that I know of.
Oh, two? Okay.
And it was both during Marvel.
Yeah, I knew one of the Marvel. I know the...
why are we dancing around it? There was a Guardians 2 trailer.
Oh, I know there was a Guardians clip.
Yeah, there's a clip and a trailer that has not been released and will not be released online. And then a Spider-Man trailer. It sounds like actually that showed a lot of stuff.
I know what I'll be Googling for after this is over.
I don't know if they're available that way.
I haven't been able to... I checked for that Spider-Man one. I haven't been able to find it.
Even if they were, I myself would not watch them that way. Not because I don't want to support the people that were there. If you filmed it, good for you. I have no issue with that. It's just myself... Because I'm so excited about those two movies, I don't want that to be the first way I see the trailer.
Yeah, that's always my concern too. Is like if I want to, when I see it, I really want to see it
the best way
in the best quality as possible.
Let's talk about what we did see.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about the first thing. So there's been this movie in development set to come out later this year, actually, kind of soon. The Woods is what we knew it as from director Adam Wingard, and they debuted the movie at Comic-Con. Previewing it as being The Woods and everything, and then it turned out what the movie is actually called and what it actually is about is it's called Blair Witch, and it's a sequel to the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
So why don't you take lead on this one, your thoughts on this?
Sure. I think it's cool. I've never been a huge fan of the Blair Witch Project. Like, I liked it. I didn't see it when it came out. But when eventually I was like, okay, like I see where the hype came from, but I wasn't in love with it. I certainly appreciate, what it did for horror and handheld films and stuff like that and found footage movies. And I love You're Next. So I was already excited for The Woods. I still haven't gotten a chance to see The Guest. And then I watched the trailer, and the trailer looks fucking awesome.
I have not seen that yet.
But that is where I'm going to stop on trying to find out anything about this movie. Because I would like to go in. Even seeing the trailer, I was like, I wish I hadn't seen it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it really spoiled too much, but I would like to go in as fresh as possible. Mm-hmm. I mean, we only have till September to wait, so it's not a huge amount of time, but I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, see, I'm not like a huge fan of the Blair Witch Project at all. I respect that it kind of launched, I respect in the way that you can respect such a thing. I didn't like most of the found footage movies, but it did launch, basically that was the first one for all intents and purposes. in a lot of ways, I think. I mean, what found footage came up?
I mean,
that?
Cannibal Holocaust was
Okay, sure.
of in a modern found footage
Yeah.
films.
But that movie, what it did was it put that type of thing on the map. It really got people. I mean, I was talking to Dana from Dana Explains a bit about this movie, how it was neat that this movie existed and nobody found out about it. And she was like, Blair Witch Project. She's like, I was like, you ever seen that movie? She's like, no. But she's like, I mean, what do you mean it's a movie? That's a documentary, right? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, it's all real. Like, they just stumbled upon it. Like, she still believed the story that the movie sets up, that it was actually real. And it's cool that people, I mean, that's preposterous, but for people to believe it, like, it was effectively.
But I mean, you know, at the time it came out, the way they marketed it, and we didn't have the access in the internet the way we do now.
Very early days of the internet. They marketed it smart. I still remember the websites and the fake news stories and stuff like that.
I still wish we didn't know this was Blair Witch until we saw it. But I mean, once people saw it at Comic-Con, you weren't going to be able to keep that under wraps anyway.
It would have never stayed under. And from a financial standpoint, it makes way more sense to call this movie Blair Witch than to call it The Woods. But see, that's the benefit of going to something like Comic-Con. That audience that sat down and watched it, that first screening, had no idea. And do you lose your mind when you realize? Who knows at what point in the movie they first say Blair Witch, and then you know. But then you're wondering, is this just a different Blair Witch movie? But no, it's actually connected in whatever way it is connected. So that's cool. Anyway, we're excited about that, I guess. Let's keep moving along.
Sure.
All right, let's talk about something that happened at the Warner Brothers panel. That's not DC related, and we'll start off by talking about Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them, which got its second new full trailer. So what did you think?
I think it looks fine. I'm still not sold on this movie. Like I'm gonna see it. It's Harry Potter related. It's in that universe, but it just doesn't, for lack of a better term, doesn't seem to like it's capturing the magic of the Harry Potter films. Like I was talking to a buddy of mine. The way I kind of said it there was, it feels almost like the Harry Potter universe is Rogue One. Like it's a standalone story within this universe, but it doesn't give me the same feeling that I got yet from those other movies, from Harry Potter. Like I don't feel the same way watching this as that I do something like Rogue One. Where I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to step back into that universe. I can't wait to see where they. Like I'm just kind of like.
Because when you first said that, I was like, yeah, but when I saw the Rogue One teaser for the first time, I was like, yep, fucking more science.
Well, I know, but like I'm saying, I don't get that feeling with this. I'm just kind of like,
I don't get the feels. The only moment, and I've seen this trailer twice. I watched it twice. The first one, the only time where I started getting those, like, oh my god, Harry Potter is gonna be back in some way, was when you hear the bit of the score.
Yeah.
Then you're like, damn, like, that's right. That's what it's like to get excited about a Harry Potter movie. But for the most part, this still isn't grabbing me. I'm still very skeptical on the need. And I think part of what is preventing it from feeling truly exciting is the Cursed Child. Where we're getting this new potential trilogy of Fantastic Beasts movies, when now that we know, I mean, in a couple days we'll have, the book, the screenplay, whatever, of the Cursed Child, a continuation of the Harry Potter story. We know that that's sitting there. We know that there's a play we could presumably see. We know that there is potentially a more interesting movie to be made than these from what we want.
I would much rather see that than this.
Oh, 100%. And that's what's kind of in the back of my head. I'm just like, why are we getting Fantastic Beasts instead of getting that?
Yeah.
And so that is preventing from being exciting. Where if that didn't exist at all yet, you might be like, all right, there's no other itch to scratch with Harry Potter, so this is what is meant to be excited for.
I think my buddy put it like, I don't really need a movie based on their textbook. Like it doesn't feel like it's to go back to that universe. This is a weird place to do it.
Part of the peril of the Harry Potter movies is, if Voldemort and the Death Eaters take over, like, the world could end.
Yeah.
It could wipe out human civilization. There is no threat and peril, and that's the problem with prequels. What's the worst thing that could happen? The Wizardian world still exists. Because we know that. Because we've seen the Harry Potter movies.
This runs the risk of having the same problem the Star Wars prequels had.
Every single prequel has this issue.
There's no stakes because we know where this is ultimately going to go.
But that is like Rogue One. We know they get the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
But I guess we don't know if any of those people survive. We don't know what's going to happen to Newt's commander or the friggin' funny guy.
I mean, we know kind of because he writes the book, ultimately. Right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. See, that's...
I don't know.
I don't really know. I'm hoping that it grabs us. The other thing that has worried me is David Yates didn't do anything for years after directing those last 4 Harry Potter movies, and then he made that new Tarzan movie that came out this year, which is apparently trash.
I didn't even realize he made that.
Yeah, which is apparently a garbage movie, and then he has this. So, I don't know. And J.K. Rowling has never written a screenplay.
It's true.
So, we'll see.
Well, we'll see how her screenplay does in a couple days.
That's true. Although she has co-writers.
That's
on
true.
that thing. All right, so anyway, let's keep moving along. One other thing before we get into the more superhero-y stuff. We got the first trailer for Kong Skull Island. I'll talk about this one first.
Sure.
One thing before I even talk about my thoughts on this, the Godzilla trailer was amazing and it tricked us.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, this movie looks awesome.
Yeah.
I love the trailer for this. Like, it looks so friggin' cool. It's King Kong meets Apocalypse Now.
Mm-hmm.
And I love all of it. I love the visual tone. I love the cast. I love the music. I love the way this is edited.
Yeah.
I love the scale of the ape. I love all of it. But I also felt that way about Godzilla, so I just don't know. Don't know.
It did two things. One of my concerns before we saw this trailer was they're going to do a Godzilla vs. King Kong. Well, in Godzilla, they make him, like, incredibly huge.
Massive.
Yeah. So it's like, well, how are they going to do it? Okay, well, this trailer shows that, where Kong is now...
massive.
Yeah. And then I was like, wow, this trailer's so cool. And it ended, and I was like, wow, I can't wait. And I was like, but wait a second. I thought the same thing after I saw the Godzilla trailers, and that did not turn out to be that great of a movie either. So
this was the only trailer to debut out of Comic-Con that the second it was over, I rewatched again.
Wow.
So it really grabbed me, but I mean, yeah. And also, I should have looked it up. I don't know the filmmaker's name behind this. I don't know what he's done. I don't know anything about him.
I can look it up if you
still
have things to talk about.
It visually, it looks great. It really does feel like a 70s like war movie. Seeing Sam Jackson, John Goodman, Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, like, that's a murderer's row of talent.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, I was thinking about, like, I was so excited for Peter Jackson's King Kong, and it's a fine movie. It's not a great movie, but this is the way to do King Kong in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, it's still a throwback, but you don't go all the way back. They're clearly not just redoing the original film. I don't know what they're doing with it. I don't know where it will go, but it looks awesome.
The last thing he did was Kings of Summer.
Oh, I never saw that.
It's fine.
Okay.
He directed that, and then he directed, I guess, Nick Offerman's stand-up special that's on Netflix. American Ham. Jordan Vogt Roberts.
That's right, yeah, I remember that name. That's, what better to prepare you for the massive $200 million massive ape movie than a Nick Offerman special?
I mean, this follows the trend we've been talking about on the show for the last few weeks of indie directors getting these big projects.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
I really hope it pays off. I really do. I hope that doesn't disappoint. All right, let's move on slightly quicker on the things that we should have talked longer about potentially.
And that's fine. We got time. We have a little time.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do DC first because they happened first.
Okay.
So we got trailers for a bunch of stuff. We'll talk about them in the order that I saw them, right? More than that. So there's Lego Batman. Let's talk about that first. The least connected to the DC universe for sure. It's a great trailer.
Yeah,
it looks great.
I was not interested in this at all.
Really? Not even after the 2 teasers that had already
I hadn't seen the other two. This is the first I've seen of Lego Batman.
Because the other 2 teasers are really funny, too.
I hadn't seen those. Or maybe I saw, like, I don't remember. But I remember kind of going, well, he's kind of a side character. Do we really need a Lego Batman movie? Plus, because we're going to have all the other Batman movies, and we got this and that. I don't remember if I saw the other teasers or not. But then I saw this trailer, and I was like, I'm sold. I am absolutely sold on this. This trailer is hilarious. I'm in.
Yeah, 100%. The teasers were very funny, but in the back of my head, it always was, can this sustain an entire movie? Where are they going with this? And then you see the trailer, this first full trailer, and you're like, oh, okay, it's about Robin coming into his life and how he adapts to that in a comical, of course, goofy way. I love Ray Fiennes as Alfred. It just sounds perfect. Casting, it's amazing he did this. Michael Cera sounds great as Robin, and Will Arnett is great as Lego Batman. I mean, it looks funny.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really anything else to say on it. It looks good. I'm excited for it. All right, let's talk about Wonder Woman now.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
I think I like it a lot. Let's talk about Wonder Woman in comparison to the Justice League footage, because neither of us liked Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice at all. Pretty much. And this is Zack Snyder returning. This is Batfleck again. This is...
Hold on, wait. You started off on Wonder Woman, so which one are we going? Are we talking about Justice League?
Well, I want to talk about them in comparison to each other.
Okay.
So, I mean, they kind of go hand... I love the tone and the feel and the action and all of that, and the slight comedic beats in the Wonder Woman trailer. I think it's all good. It's different enough from what we've seen. It looks different. And then you look at Justice League, and I'm still very skeptical. I kind of like what we see in that trailer. I like that it feels lighter in tone. But the movie's still, like, I don't understand, because I don't understand what happened to Zack Snyder. He was visually so interesting, and it just looks kind of gross.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because it's not finished. It's not finished footage. It's not color corrected or this, but it just looked kind of flat and bad in a way. But I thought Ezra Miller as the Flash, that was a nice moment.
Yeah, I'm really liking him in this. He reminds me a lot of Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the new in Civil War. He's just like wide-eyed and like, oh hey, like yeah, I'll help. Can I keep this? Can I do
He's the first superhero in this version of the DC universe to actually seem like he wants to be a superhero, which is nice. That he's happy to have superpowers.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, yeah, I'll join. I'm in. I need friends.
One of the things that I was listening to online, they were talking about, maybe they were theorizing that maybe he's got some kind of like Asperger's or something, because he's kind of got like I need like friends. Like he's just kind of like this outcast on his own, trying to deal. I mean, even in that footage we see in Justice League, he's like looks like a homeless dude kind of walking in.
Yeah. Hipster. I like that they've kind of cleaned that up. He looked ridiculous. If he had looked like that, it would have been ridiculous. I could see something like even the power has kind of made him a little bit that way, whereas his mind is working faster than it can comprehend type of deal.
Yeah, that could be
which
interesting.
I think is in some way related to Asperger's in some way.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But Ben Affleck looks definitely different, a slightly more fun approach to it. Not as down on the world.
The whole thing looks more fun.
It does, very deliberately, I'm sure.
And I want to be like, yeah, like it looks cool. I'm excited, but at the same time, I've been fooled by twice by Snyder. Man of Steel looked great from those trailers, and that movie is not good. BVS even looked really cool from the trailers, and that movie is not good.
There's no genuinely cool moment about this trailer, which is shocking. Like, maybe they just haven't filmed anything very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I figured this is just a very early, hey, these are kind of what we've got. I think even they make Aquaman look a lot better in this.
Yeah, they do. No, everything looks fine. I like the interplay between Affleck and Wonder Woman. Where, she's like, so he said no, and he's like, yeah, he said no.
Yeah.
Like all that's, it's fine. It's a better look for this. It's interesting, no Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
But they're not hiding these in the movie. That's the strange
thing. Yeah, because they put him...
He was on the panel. He's in the concept
art. There's that shot of all of them together, and he's in that. And...
Oh, was he in that part? Okay. And then...
my guess is he comes back at the end.
Yeah, probably. But Cyborg looks like a fucking barrel of trash. that part where they show him talk like that. I know it's early, but like, don't even show him then. I thought he looked terrible.
See, I don't remember how. I just remember the shot of like him walking before he's cyborg, just kind of in the streets.
Yeah, he there's one shot and they show him and he looks at Batman and he's like, I heard you're, whatever he says, like, I heard you're useful or something like that. And Batman goes, when I want to be, or whatever he says. And it's just like he looks like PS2, like Ratchet and Clank.
I'm sure this
robot.
is early.
But then just don't show him. Like, nobody's gonna get excited by him looking that bad. I don't get it. Anyway, so we got that. So where do you sit on it? Are you still just very much let's just wait?
Yeah, I'm.
When the hell does that movie come out?
I have no idea.
Next year? Is that possible?
I don't know.
Does it? No.
Well, Wonder Woman is this year or next year?
Next summer.
Okay, so I doubt that it'll be.
But then it seems, are we really going to hear about this movie? We've seen a trailer. We're not.
Well, how long did we hear about? How long have we been hearing about Suicide Squad? How long have we?
Suicide Squad's first trailer was last year. Last Comic-Con.
Was it?
Last Comic-Con.
Or maybe I just feel like we've been hearing about it longer because they've been like putting out production photos and stuff for as long as they have. But I feel like we heard about Men of Steel for almost a year.
2007, November of next year.
Okay, so Wonder Woman in the summer and then Justice League. And I think Wonder Woman looks cool. I'm cautiously optimistic about that. And Justice League, I'm going to reserve judgment. I can't.
Who knows?
I don't want to get excited about this.
Know. That's how I feel too.
And in a couple weeks, we'll know Suicide Squad. And I think that will help set the tone for whether or not I can get excited about DC movies going forward.
For sure. There was a new Suicide Squad trailer that apparently shows a lot of Jared Leto's Joker. Neither of us have seen it. I've seen enough of the movie to know I'm going to go.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks at this point. Or we can
don't need
less
anything
than.
more cool about the movie spoiled in advance.
Yeah.
All right, so last thing, Marvel. Let's talk about the movie that they have coming out in November because it has a new trailer, and that's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new trailer?
I think it looks cool. I'm in. I'm on board.
Yeah, I mean, we're always in. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Marvel. We're going to go. They have a really good track record. It looks good.
Yeah, I was already interested in this movie before this trailer, and so I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, I'm still interested. You haven't lost me. I don't really know much about Doctor Strange, so it's not like, oh, they added this or they've got this. I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We're on board. It has maybe pound for pound the best cast a Marvel solo movie has ever had. If you don't count like Civil War.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I don't like the director.
Who's directing?
Scott Derrickson. He did When the Earth, Day the Earth Stood Still remake. He did Sinister. He did Last Exorcism of Emily Rose.
I actually like Emily Rose.
Yeah, but look at the other 2 movies
he
made after that. Sure. It looks cool. I thought that honestly, the tone of this looks very, very, very Batman Begins, even still in the second trailer, like very more serious, and then they add just a couple little jokes in there that almost feel out of place, even though that's the Marvel thing because of the tone of the rest of it.
Yeah.
Not to say that it didn't necessarily make me chuckle. Chiwetel Ejiofor's joke at the end about
like that.
The password, the Wi-Fi password.
It made me chuckle, but even that was kind of like it felt out of place.
It did. It feels out of place. And we were always going to be down for this. I will say Dana's opinion on this trailer was, is it really just going to be about him becoming him? Because I'm kind of done seeing people become superheroes. So maybe other general movie-going public will feel the same way. Because it very much just looks like an origin story 2 trailers in. Yeah. Which is, you have to have that because nobody knows who Doctor Strange is. But at the same time, is there a better way to do that in 2016? Because Guardians is an origin story. Ant-Man is an origin story, but they don't really feel that way.
Yeah, Ant-Man does. Guardians
kind of. But also in Ant-Man, there already is an Ant-Man, and there's a guy just finding out about him. You know what I mean? Like, there's slightly different take.
Well, then you have, for Doctor Strange, it looks like it's really going to go heavy in the magic aspects of Marvel. So that may be fresh enough for people to sort of see it as a different kind of origin story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people will go out in droves and all of that. It looks fine. Brie Larson was confirmed as Captain Marvel. Yeah. Something that felt like it was confirmed a month ago.
Yeah, we talked about it as being like heavily rumored.
Like about to happen.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
I'm still.
Yeah,
I'm still cool with it.
I'm on board. She looked. I mean,
yeah,
Larson's great.
She's a great actress.
She had a good Comic-Con, Skull Island, and
she did. Yeah,
Captain
she was
Marvel.
on that. She was on the Marvel panel, and then they did a Women of Marvel panel that she was also on. Sure, that's great casting. And then finally, two things that we have not been able to see. They showed trailers for Spider-Man and for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And part of the Guardians of the Galaxy panel was they confirmed Kurt Russell is playing Star-Lord's dad.
Yep.
They confirmed his character. I don't necessarily want to say that in case people don't
Sure.
want to know. And they confirmed the rumor that Sylvester Stallone was in the movie. He is indeed in the movie, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Tango and Cash back together. The trailer sounded really cool. Part of the Guardians thing also, they did announce Guardians of the Galaxy ride opening next summer in Disneyland, taking over the Tower of Terror.
Yeah. And that's Disneyland in California, not
yes.
Here in Orlando.
There is very much rumors that Guardians is getting a ride at Epcot here in Orlando.
Oh, really?
They're tearing down Ellen for it.
Oh, that's fine.
That's 100% fine.
I have not been on Ellen in years. Two of my friends, they went there, and they're like, yeah, have you been on them? Like, when I was, like, 10. I'm like, it's 45 minutes long.
It's crazy.
I'm like, that, I'm good. I never need to go on that
It's
again.
It's a great excuse for air conditioning. But the Guardians, I read trailer descriptions of both. They both sound very cool. It's amazing. I think they said Spider-Man was like 9 days into filming, and it sounds like they actually had like a substantial amount of stuff to show.
Wow.
In terms of a lot of stuff in the high school that apparently felt very John Hughes, like they had been saying. Very funny, very teen.
That's
and then
cool.
Apparently they showed like a mini action sequence with Spider-Man, and they showed the Vulture fly past the camera, but they said it was still not clear what actor is playing him. Still leaving room that Michael Keaton is going to play J. Jonah Jameson, like I'm predicting, and not the Vulture. But we'll see.
That could be an interesting choice.
I think he'd be amazing in that role.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I'd still like to see J.K.
seen this
Simmons come back.
No, he's over there. He's over there, Gordoning it up.
Yeah, he's getting
Justice
ripped.
League.
I think that's...
Any thoughts on Guardians, or it's just I don't know. We haven't seen the footage.
Yeah, we haven't seen the footage, so we can't really speak to it.
What are your thoughts on all of this stuff being put up right away?
I like it.
Would you like it if you had gone?
Probably. Because I probably would have come out and they go, wow, this footage is so cool. Can we see it? No, you can't, so I can't really talk about it, but they still...
you can, additionally, basically the entirety of the panels of all of the big ones are officially online, not just somebody from in the audience. You can watch the entire Marvel panel. They just cut out the footage of Guardians.
Gotcha. See, I didn't realize that.
You can watch the entire DC panel. And so you can watch all of that officially filmed, multiple cameras and everything. You can see most of the footage. So I could see people who pay all of that money to get to San Diego possibly feeling slightly gypped.
Sure, but there's a difference between being there and watching it.
100%,
like the same thing with like when
110%.
Star Wars was going on. The Star Wars celebration from a couple weeks ago. It's like you could watch all those panels and all this coverage, but there's a difference, a different feeling being there.
Tells me that Lucasfilm, between last Star Wars Celebration and this Star Wars Celebration, they got that message from fans that people were not okay with it. Because while you could almost watch everything at Star Wars Celebration and you could watch the Rogue One panel, they did not show the new trailer.
Well, sure, and this one they didn't show the Guardians or the Spider-Man stuff.
They did show the Force Awakens one. That's what I mean. Like last year,
yeah,
you were able to watch that with everybody else in that moment. And so there clearly was some...
Well, there was some stuff saved
blowback
at Marvel, too.
No, I know, but there was nothing saved at DC. Like,
true.
What was the better
Yeah.
approach?
Well, I imagine part of that because Marvel is Disney. It's all Disney, so they're probably like, hey, same thing with Star Wars. Let's save some...
Who do you think had the better showing, Marvel or DC?
Probably Marvel.
Yeah, DC showed more. They released more. Peter Soretta, the editor-in-chief of SlashFilm.com, he tweeted out something they never show. Their analytics for the site of SlashFilm on Saturday of Comic-Con, and the page views for the hours that the DC news first hit versus the Marvel ones. Marvel was essentially double.
Really? So I think it's because I'm more excited about Marvel than I am.
We trust them.
Yeah, they've earned over the last 8 years of movies. They've earned our trust. Whereas DC, I'm still like, they look cool, but the first 2 out of the gate haven't been so good. So.
Yeah. So that was basically Comic-Con.
Yeah.
In a nutshell. Other stuff did happen. There was lots of TV stuff and things of that nature.
Some game stuff.
A
lot of stuff
we
didn't cover.
Yeah, but we'll talk about it maybe on next week's news segments, possibly.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We tweet about this stuff too. You can find me. I'm at Stonks.
I'm at Rich Belson. The channel's on Twitter at @OABeer_official. Tweet at us. Let us know what you thought about the Comic-Con news. If you were there, thoughts, what you would have liked to see, all that kind of stuff. You can also comment below. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/overbeer, Instagram _a_beer, and of course youtube.com/overbeer, where we do this show, beer reviews on Tuesday, and then on iTunes and soundcloud.com/overbeer. You can check out the Overbeer podcast on Fridays. But that'll wrap things up for today. So until next time, drink up.
And butter me up.